the one waitress gal that was like, "We made you.
Oh,
We
it's so
made you." Multiple
She won't
times.
give it up. She won't give it up.
Like,
She won't give it up.
oh my God.
When they have
I
the
was
cut
like-
scene to the window where the female lead is like, before the whole world went into maximum overdrive. And she stared at the camera. I'm like, oh, that's so good. It's such a great campy shot. If you're gonna do campy, like that's
the
maximum.
female lead.
This is the Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies.
All right, we are back with the 6/6 2025 edition of Off the Break Podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
Excited for the calm before the summer storm. A little break in the action this week.
Yes.
To say the least.
I would say a little this weekend, a little slow, little break.
Yeah, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
And we're seeing numbers up the last 2 weekends almost everywhere that we work with.
Yeah.
And then this weekend is going to be a little lull, but that's to be expected.
That's okay. That gives everybody staff some breathing room before the dragon
Chance to get
comes
ready
out.
to
Before How to
get
Train
your
Your Dragon.
get your
Yeah.
dragon events ready and
Yeah.
get warmed up. We had great reviews for F1 this week.
Oh, are
We had
those coming out?
A lot of excitement
Yes.
around it.
Ooh, okay.
So, and then of course that big honkin' dinosaur movie that's on July 2nd.
Yes.
Like, get ready. Like, there are no easier movie in the world to promote than Jurassic's.
Like than a dinosaur movie. It's awesome.
Slam dunk.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Oh, do
So-
you like dinosaurs? We'll come to this one.
Yeah. Have we got something for
Yeah.
you?
We
Who doesn't like
we have
dinosaurs?
A $10 billion franchise here that's
Right.
just rolling into town. It's got Scarlett Johansson, and for me and Kyle, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I've seen enough dinosaurs. I don't see enough of Mahershala.
That's right.
So
Since we're not getting him as Blade, I'll get him running from dinosaurs.
that's a close second.
He's holding a flare in the trailer. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes. But let's talk about Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of looking through, seeing if there's any updates from last weekend in terms of grossing, or projected grossing, and I didn't see much of like a bump in terms of the size. I thought I saw like around 80 million was the newest that I was seeing lately.
Yeah.
So luckily we are seeing it go up. It's just a bit slow. But I also was looking back on the tracking for the 3 animated movies, and I wasn't too surprised by the first one opening up to 43 million, but I was a little surprised by the next 2 being in the 50 million range. I thought they were, for some reason in my head, just higher than that. I thought they were actually some pretty high grossing movies considering
Well,
that
Kyle, remember that these were distributed by Fox.
these were distributed by Fox?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
And so
The DreamWorks title, but they were
right, but they were distributed by Fox.
They were
I'm
with
pretty
Fox
sure.
at this time?
I
Oh, okay.
think
I thought it was
2019
Universal.
was Universal.
Was it?
I believe.
That one was Universal?
I believe.
Let's find out.
Let's find
Yeah.
out.
I thought it was Fox,
Cody second
but
guessing
maybe
herself.
I'm yeah.
Fox via DreamWorks. What are we
Right.
doing here? Are we gonna have to restart this
We're
episode?
gonna have to re-
Is this a faux pas?
Yeah.
Well,
Did I say? I just had in my mind that that's what it was, but maybe I'm
I
wrong.
think these are all Universal.
I'm seeing here that they are all distributed by Universal.
We would have updated the
rights.
distributor.
They hold rights, but I know the third one was Universal, definitely.
The third one was
Okay.
Universal. I can double check on Google if you you want me to. I mean,
No.
I'm here.
No.
Yeah.
This is a Friday the 13th start to this
Oh my
episode,
gosh.
which is next week.
Did I really have that wrong?
I think so.
You've known a lot about this industry. I
Yeah.
think it's okay that you don't quite
they all
remember the
mi-
Dragon movies.
Mixed together in my mind.
Dragonheart was a Fox movie.
But in my head, I was thinking because Universal wants to do the Disney treatment, that they
Right.
would have seen results of like animated Disney movies. That's
Yes.
what my point was trying to be. Was that I was shocked by the grosses being well, but I thought
Right.
they were just higher. So maybe there is something to this tracking from Dragons, that maybe it is in the right ballpark that it should be.
These are
Right.
in the zeitgeist. Like, these live through. They've had animated series made about them.
Right.
Like, this is, I think seeing the 70 million gives me hope that we're going to see an even bigger number come.
Well, I know
next
a lot of
weekend.
people when Dragon was first discussed, they thought it was going to do 100 to open, but I think people have since backed off that number now. So anywhere from 70 to 100, I think is very plausible for this film.
Especially after, I know Lilo was special, but Lilo's opening was lower than all three of these, the animated version.
Yeah.
It was a small
I
opening.
have found an update.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cody is correct. She is correct.
On 1 and 2?
I
Nice.
think she is correct on 1 and 2.
I think in our system, we changed all
'Cause they're
DreamWorks
they're
because
rights
we
holders.
had it as distributor DreamWorks Animated and DreamWorks. They were split up, and one company did the animated, one company did the live action DreamWorks titles.
Oh, we can't make fun of her now.
No.
And then we, to clean up our processes, we put them all as whoever the distributor is that you'd book them with. And so when
Currently.
Universal
And pay.
got
Yep,
them,
exactly.
we update it to them.
Right. So
Cody with the
came in clutch.
technicality off the top rope,
Look at that.
dunking on us.
See, we didn't need to restart
Okay.
the episode.
Well, I guess we just take Cody's opinions and everything from the rest of this. Kyle, shut up. Cody, what's the next topic?
So in my mind, when we were discussing this topic, I remember that the animated Dragons were distributed by Fox. Not saying Fox was a bad studio. They just didn't have the ability to really market the exact same at the time.
They were
They were great.
they were blue sky for a lot of things,
Yeah.
and they were really pumped when the Ice Age movies were like in the same range.
Yes.
They weren't
Right.
huge. They weren't $100 million
Ice Age
openers.
was huge for them though, and
They made like
stuff.
5 of them, but
Right.
I mean, they were similar numbers to this.
Yeah, I think, but I just remember the third movie was just so good. It had such long legs that it hit an overall huge gross number.
Okay.
So the quality has always been there with the Dragon movies, and like you said, it spawned other
not the distributor.
other TV shows and toy lines, and so it really is like it really is a great franchise.
Yeah.
Now, but it has never been a huge Disney level one. And so I think Universal is trying to elevate it up into that realm, and they very possibly can with this. I just not sure about some of the things that they've done, decisions they made with their live action. But
Sure.
they are, if you were going to have 1 or 2 studios that would be able to pull off $100 million live action remake, Universal would be the only other studio besides Disney to do this.
I still think it's possible. I still think that's going to happen.
But I feel like I think 75 to 85 million is where it's probably going to open.
Would be a solid number. That's
Yeah.
where Minion or Despicable Me 4 was last summer,
Right.
in the midst of everything,
Yes.
with Inside Out and then running into the buzzsaw that was Twisters into Deadpool.
Right. No, there's going to be a buzzsaw for Dragon for sure with Jurassic and F1 and all those. And while they're not kids, this live action remakes aren't necessarily just for kids. They're for the adults too that want to go see that. And so you're going to lose your adult audience on that.
Some
for
of
sure.
the Dragon audience has turned to adults now. So
Yes.
We
You're
were
right about
our
that.
traffic was. I mean, we ran into a friend of ours who is older than us and has a son that's in high school, and they were pumped for this movie.
Yeah.
They were like losing their minds.
Yeah.
They had to
getting
go watch
excited about
all
it.
of the Dragon
Okay.
movies and TV show. They had like the...
They were. It was
There
set
was TV
aside.
shows.
Oh, Kyle, you missed out. There was such a
There's
good
probably like 10
animated show.
seasons of animated shows
Yeah.
on
10 seasons?
And it has
Sarandos Plus.
it has the right voice cast. The quality is really good.
all
The
right.
show is so good.
Oh, nice.
It
All
was
right.
one of the few follow-up shows to a movie that was held up the quality.
Right. Yeah. Funny enough, for my generation, that was Lilo and Stitch. There was a show
Yeah.
after that movie. It was fine.
Yeah.
I can't praise it the same way as the Dragon one, clearly.
The Dragon one was good.
We're talking about the 13th, but our weekend is Phoenician Scheme and Ballerina this weekend.
Yeah.
Ballerina, a John Wick story.
From the John Wick world,
Okay.
Not a universal
based
world.
on the book. I don't know. But it is a long title to establish the brand.
Right.
And you guys were saying it feels a little quiet.
I feel like there's crickets on this film. I don't feel like there's any buzz. That's just what I'm usually. There's some excitement. I usually see some ads in social media. I see something somewhere. I'm not seeing anything for this.
Right.
But this will easily be Lionsgate's biggest opening since Hunger Games. a year and a half ago.
Maybe.
I would
Well, I mean,
think
since Hunger Games, we haven't had. They've really struggled.
They've
with
really
these big
struggled
openers.
breaking 10 million in the market.
And
Yeah.
I think John Wick 4 did come out before Hunger Games, so that
It
probably is correct.
John Wick 4 was it was
It
even
rocked.
a big surprise for us though, as far as grossing.
Yeah,
it was
because
like
we didn't know about the fourth film, and like how many times can he
fourth
get
film
beat
in a
up?
series, and Lionsgate
As many
has,
as it takes.
Yeah.
Lionsgate had Twilight and they have Hunger Games. Like those
Right.
are the things that they've had in John Wick's, but it was like it'd been a while. Can they do it? And then the numbers came in way above expectations that
Yeah.
first weekend. So
So
Yeah.
they're saying 30 million for Ballerina. I sure hope so. I'm thinking it's going to be around the 20 million mark.
Yeah.
and if it hits the 20 million mark, there's every chance with the way Asteroid City went that Phoenician Scheme could beat it this weekend.
Yeah, but
Oof.
they're not going that wide with
They're
Phoenician,
not
so
going
I
that
don't
wide.
think I don't think that's going to be the case.
Does it open everywhere, quote unquote, everywhere next week?
No, this
trying
is
to
the wide
remember.
week.
This
for
is-
Phoenician
This is the
Scheme.
wide week?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and
New
they're
York
not-
and LA last week.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they're not going that wide with it. So I think they're treating it very much like a under the radar specialty film.
It's gonna be.
I feel like it's gonna grow in locations.
I think it's gonna blow the doors off.
I definitely plan to play it off the break.
Yeah.
It's filler in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would think Focus would be okay with that.
Yeah.
They
I think
probably
we're gonna
want this to
see
have
a
buzz
per
like
screen
that.
average that is incredible
Yeah.
at this level. I'm so excited for this.
And then how are we feeling about Elio and 28 years later?
Yeah, you guys were mentioning the buzzsaw that's coming up post Dragons. You mentioned F1 and Jurassic
Yeah.
World, but Elio from a Pixar and 28 Years Later, which is a zombie franchise, I think has quite a bit of love to it. But what's the vibe you guys
I'm
are getting off of those?
a lot more buzz on 28 years later. Like that's where I'm hearing some rumblings.
Okay.
And I wouldn't underestimate that one. Now, do I think it'll be like a $50 million opening? No. I'm
okay.
But I'm expecting like a solid mid 25 to 30, mid 30s.
Oh, all right.
The opening's gonna be smaller than Final Destination.
I feel like it could be
Maybe.
like 40.
You think 40?
I think a solid
Like-
40.
Okay.
And I have no idea what to think about Elio at this point until we get some tickets on
It's
sale.
so hard
and get
with
some locations.
normally with a Pixar you would have been like, oh, it's Pixar, it would have been great, but Disney really just garbaged that brand through the pandemic by putting all of the
That's
Pixar.
$1.
Oh, hey.
Whatever.
Welcome back. We've been so good the past few weeks.
So good.
By the
Well,
way,
they-
should we do something about all this money that we have?
I know it's cocktail hour this summer.
Yeah.
We were waiting for the patios to open up.
All right, let's wait a bit longer for the anyway.
I'm
They're only
just-
open for 9 more weeks,
Yeah.
Cody. We gotta hurry.
yeah.
I'm afraid that
Winter's
Disney, like I said, garbaged this brand a little bit, and now you don't know what to expect with it.
It's so sad because they were like the animation brand that for sure you wanted original story
Right.
from.
And they
And now they're
are-
even scared of doing that.
Yeah.
They are, but I think this is the road back. Like having several of these Pixars in a row that work, that are for general
Yes.
audiences, that don't.
They definitely have to rehab this brand, and it's very doable.
It's
'Cause
very
they're-
doable with this title, with this trailer. Like it seems like
I love the idea of the aliens. I hear it's really, really cute.
the kid putting lights in the sky trying
Yeah.
to get aliens to take him is such a fun
Right.
story.
And that whole like wanting friends and not
Yeah.
caring where you come from. Like it's got, I think, a good heartfelt story and big and colorful. And Disney's really pushing 3D because they put a lot of effort into
Oh.
making 3D something spectacular to see with this. So I think that's a nice little extra element there
Sure,
to it.
sure.
In that ballpark right now where we're seeing projections, but it could be anywhere from 40 to 80,
Yeah.
depending on how it picks its audience and how much they
Right.
market after Dragon goes.
So
Because-
for Elio, you mean?
yeah, for
Yeah.
Elio.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they have
Okay.
to wait and see, get past Dragon, get up
'Cause
past
I-
all the excitement for this because you can't waste your ad
Right.
spends yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because I do think that Lilo is still very much in the market, but after Dragon, Lilo will be out. Dragon, I think, will play older. You know, your older kids. It's a little dark. It's still got live action dragons, a little scary. So by the time Elio comes around, I think that younger kid audience, you'll need something for them, especially over the 4th of July. So this is very well positioned, I think.
Good point. Good
Kyle's been telling us about the article about the new Universal Studios theme park and how much they spent on it and the drone dragons.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That greets you. The toothless that greets you.
That greets you, but there's drone full-size
Right.
dragons that fly around the park.
That's so awesome.
And it's like
That's
one of these
just-
things, like the amount of money that they spend on this movie has to work.
Yeah, this better work.
It's
Yeah.
very similar to like what Star Wars did with their
Yeah.
theme park, and then the movies were okay, and they kind of tailed off.
Right.
And they really needed it to be a huge surprise, a big
Yeah.
hit to get people excited
They-
to pay for this
They're gonna make back.
multi-billion-dollar theme park.
They're gonna make back like an eighth of what they spend for this entire theatrical run.
Right.
Like they need
No, but they need
all of these to work.
Yeah, they need them all to fill in, have it be the thing that
Yeah.
people are like, I saw the movie when I was a kid, and my kids are seeing it now, and I'm taking them to this park that's $1,000 an hour, or however much
Yeah.
it costs.
That's the that's
$12
the charge.
$12 bottles of water. Like
It's more expensive to Disney now, and Disney already gets complaints that their parks are too expensive. Like
Well,
it's
they
just
are.
yeah, but they don't have real in quotes dragons flying around.
No,
like
I mean,
I am
maybe in Avatar Land. I don't
I have
know.
no interest for theme parks. Not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get motion sickness. No interest other than the cocktails during the day. I have no interest
Right.
in going to theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
This one I would go to. This one I would absolutely go to
To
just
check out.
Yeah, just to go. Whoa. Like we've entered a new frame of. I won't even get like Terminator vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was my first thought, but I'm like, no, this is too cool. I'm a simple
I'm
man.
not scared. I'm just in
I'm a
awe.
simple man. I'll be okay with this.
All right, so should we move on to
Yeah.
our next topic then?
Yeah. So there's been a lot of buzz around creating events in theaters. And what we're seeing is a lot of people getting really excited over mystery movies and these early access showings
Yeah.
which are two separate things. So the early access is where they'll show a film like a week before it comes out or 3 or 4 days before it comes out to one show to a select audience, usually in a format with an upcharge.
Prefer
And
large format or 3D,
Yeah.
depending on the movie.
And that's been gaining more and more and more. Even on big pictures, we're seeing that happen, creating a lot of buzz. But the one that kind of came out of left field are the mystery movie ones where
Right.
where you go, you don't know what the title is, you pay a discounted price like $5 and you get a mystery movie. And I just, on the surface, think that that's such a ridiculous idea. Why would you subject yourself to something random? But people seem to really like it. Like they like the surprise and they like the finding out, trying to guess what it is ahead of time.
As we're doing mystery movies in the office every week, and you're
Yeah.
like, that's fine because I can do it on my own time.
Right,
But I'm not
there's-
going to sit down and be subjected to
Pay
whatever
money to
this
be
is.
subjected to it. But
No, I mean, when I first started seeing the mystery movies pop up from the chains, even I had that question as well. Like as much
who's
as I
doing
like,
this?
as much as I like going out to the movies practically every week, even I need to know what I'm kind of getting into.
yeah.
So yeah, I just haven't really done them myself, but
Well,
there
they're-
is, or Cody can
Yeah.
continue this more, but
They're
there might be
gaining
something to it.
They're gaining in popularity. I think the major studios are really hesitant still to allow their films to be the mystery movies. So what you're really seeing is smaller distributors putting these up and then getting tremendous buzz. Like it's a way for people to screen your film without any preconceived notions about what the film is. And if the film is really good, then you get great word of mouth and great online buzz because of this. So what we're seeing is small independent distributors really like going after these.
Harness
and,
the power
yeah,
of the
and
mystery
supporting,
movie.
And
Right.
supporting them to get them extra buzz and advertising.
Well, if it's, are these independents like Neon and A24
Yeah.
and then below that?
Yeah,
if
I
we're
would say
going
minor distributors.
right. So if it's at that
Second
threshold,
tier,
Second tier, yeah.
not
Yeah.
the big six, but everybody else.
so if
Yeah.
we're going up all the way to that second tier, then I would say that second tier caters to the demographics that, unlike what I just said, does care about movies.
Yeah.
That are the cinephiles in a sense, or just those that
Want something fun to try.
want something fun and different, interesting. So maybe something that they haven't gone out to see themselves,
Yeah.
if they did know like what the movie was or something.
Right.
So
and they're really awesome. They're super easy to market because all you say is mystery movie. You don't have to have any assets from the distributor. You don't have to have like any write-ups or synopsises or, I mean, it really just is give us your money.
Maybe a
and
clue
we'll show
or-
you a movie.
Maybe a clue or two. Like we were looking at what some of the chains do.
Yeah.
And not all of them, but I think like Marcus does clues or questionnaires, and then later on in the week when the movie's about to premiere, they do reveal what it
Right.
winds up being. But that at most, that's really
There's
all
a
that you
whole
would have
bunch
to
of
do.
subreddits about trying to guess what these films are.
Yeah.
They look at ratings and run times to try to guess and what's coming out in the release schedule. So they are kind of interactive.
Like internet communities are actually following these.
However, the distributors are becoming aware of this, and it kind of takes away from the mystery movie aspect of it. So they will send these films under false names and will have you post run times, like false run times.
That I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at least make it a bit of a challenge
So
and not just
it is
so
a-
basic.
It is a little bit of cost on the distributor's part because they have to send them under false names, so that not even the theater manager accepting the delivery or the drive will know what it is. But
Yeah.
I think that makes it even more fun. It's like top secret.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, especially for our locations that have, double-digit screens.
Yeah.
For our small town theaters that we work with, you really have to. These aren't an option, but you have to stick with the new product, the one that's being the most promoted, and then find the way to reach your audience. Like a mystery movie would be great in Smallville, Kansas. Like it would be a fun idea, but
Maybe
you also
like
have
once a month instead of.
But you also have
multiple
Lilo and
times.
Stitch on screen and Mission Impossible on screen, and you're going to open How to Train Your Dragon. Like, stick with those, promote those.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have, in a town of 10,000 people, like, you don't have a mystery movie audience, and you really don't have the screen for it. But if you have 10 screens in a big city, this is an excellent idea to bring in.
Yeah, or anything 5 to 10 screens in a mid-sized city. This would be really fun to participate in, and you can create your own mystery movie club. And what's great is because it's mystery movie, the distributors are also allowing discount tickets. So it's another way, say on an occasional Monday night throughout the month, or once a month, you get another discount day. That's sanctioned. It's okay. You're not doing anything wrong with that.
Guess what trailers play before it? Everything that you have in your upcharge auditoriums.
Yeah.
Every because they're not even telling you what the movie is, so they can't tell you what to trailer before it.
Right.
So guess what?
That's free reign for you to curate that audience.
And also advertise your upgraded seats, your website to get people in. Guess what? We have this concession special available on Thursdays. Like, use it. Use their mystery to advertise your venue.
Yes.
So anything else to add on for that, or even the early access stuff? Early access has been around for a while
It's been around.
now.
It's growing. I think those are fun because if you just needs more effort on the part of the customer to watch the showtimes to get in, because they are just sometimes one showing midweek.
Yeah.
But you do get to see it early. So I think that is really fun. I like the idea of the mystery movies a little bit more because I feel like that feels like more of an event. The early access, if it was 2 weeks or 3
great date
weeks
idea
before, I think that gives you more value that you're actually seeing it earlier. What I found is that distributors are moving the early accesses to just the Wednesday before it opens.
Right.
And so you can watch it one show on Wednesday. You can have an early premiere on Thursday night, and then you just go into your regular shows. It just sounds. So I think they've kind of ruined it a little bit.
Right.
It's really not the fun secret sneak peek
That it once was.
Yeah.
I saw it 2 weeks before everyone. I
know,
saw it
I've
3
known-
weeks. I
I've
saw it
known.
Wednesday.
Yeah. I've already seen it by Wednesday.
It was out yesterday.
No, I love the mystery movies as like a date idea when you're dating.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you're married, not so much, because you got to make your wife, who you're going to go home with, sit through a movie for 2 hours and hope that she enjoys
Likes it. Yeah.
At the very least, you can both jump in the deep end of the water together.
Well,
If it's just a
Yeah, but
Kyle, you're so sweet.
yeah, that's such a cute idea. But no, you're gonna.
I meant more like not in the married couple sense, but out in like the date night.
Yeah.
Date night
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah,
It's like-
married couple, you torture your wife for 2 hours.
Right.
She's not gonna go home and be excited to be home with you. She's gonna be in a crappy
You
mood.
brought me to that.
Yeah.
Thanks a
It was
lot.
a mystery. I don't know.
We paid a babysitter for that.
They ran a kid
Yeah.
over with a steamroller during that.
Oh god.
Speaking of kids and steamrollers.
Hey, what a great segue.
Yeah. So our popcorn bucket pick was Kent's pick, Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum torture movie for everyone in the audience.
Everyone. It was.
Yeah, Ken, this is high on the list of torture movies for me.
It was a slog, and I wanted to like it because you've nailed the last couple. Like,
Oh no,
done
I
pretty
picked this
good.
one very specifically as a torture movie.
Congrats, you did it.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely was rattling through the ones that Cody have shown me, and I'm like,
No, this is
Maximum
worse.
Overdrive probably breaks those.
No,
Yeah.
this is worse because
Easily.
there's a couple of parts that are entertaining, that have the idea of entertaining,
that are trying to entertain.
but the one thing, yes, it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna say that.
So
Anybody
bad.
watched it? Ha ha ha! I got you. But the one thing I did want to point out that is a bright spot in the movie, AC/DC doing the entire score of the movie
That did rule.
is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably more research. And the only other one I can think of was Batman Returns, where it was Prince that did
Yeah.
the entire score of the movie. But to have like AC/DC in the 80s, like only Stephen King could have asked for
Exactly,
AC/DC
yeah.
to score this movie. It's like, it does
And
not
the-
fit.
He partied with them.
No, it does fit.
It fits, but it's so much better than the movie
It is
Like,
so much
For
better.
sure.
It's so much better. Like,
sure.
If you put this in another campy, good horror movie, AC/DC score Friday the 13th,
Or
it
any
would
other
be it
Stephen
would be
King
even better than it
movie.
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, really, like put it in a campy movie. Like, I want you to just rock your faces off to this movie. You want to write new songs? Great. You want to use old ones? Even better.
Yeah.
Like, let's blow the doors off.
AC/DC, do whatever you want. Send me the throwaway tracks. It's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe they did do that. I don't know.
I think they probably did.
Did you notice in the very beginning when the bridge scene, when the bridge was coming up and then apparently people were falling into the water somehow. I don't know how, because the bridge goes up the other way. It doesn't go down.
I remember them rolling down the
Yeah.
bridge, but not falling. I don't know. Whatever.
The motorcycle guy and the other truck fell in the bridge. Anyways, there was an AC/DC van that gets smashed up, and it's black, and it says AC/DC
Oh,
on the
that's cool.
side.
Yeah.
No, Stephen King's the very first actor you see in the movie. He's the guy at the ATM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, the ATM with the FU and you're an asshole.
Yeah, I
Like,
got a
that's-
feeling he had some gripes about people that he needed off his chest
Well,
in this one.
That opening scene was like, okay, this is I'm kind of
There's
excited.
something here.
It's funny.
Right.
And then it just the bridge scene was
He loses
ridiculous,
it.
and I'm like, wait, that's not how that works.
Well,
And
even with his characters, I was trying to find like
there's not
what he was trying to make fun of or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Because obviously in like that opening scene, he's like, oh, like banks are corrupt and they're greedy and this
Yeah.
and that. The people why, and then like you said, it's just a decline because you think there might be some good stuff
Right.
there, and then it declines, and then you're following these characters, and I'm like, I don't know what to
No.
get off of them.
The only
I don't
character
know.
I like was the little kid. I didn't like anybody else. Like, they were all dumb.
Oh, he was the least annoying one. Yeah.
All the characters were like mentally dumb in the thing. So you're like, no wonder you're just going to go out there and get shot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how they propel the plot. The one waitress gal that was like, we made you.
Oh,
We
it's so
made
good.
you. Multiple
won't
times.
give it up. She
Like,
won't give it up.
I know. Like,
She won't give it up.
Oh my God.
When they have
I
the
was
cut
like-
scene to the window where the female lead is like, before the whole world went into maximum overdrive. As she stared at the camera, I'm like, oh, that's so good. It's such a great campy shot. If you're gonna do campy, like that's
the
maximum.
female lead that was
Yeah.
physically bigger than the male lead.
Yeah, that
That had
for
that,
the 80s, that surprised me.
that
Yeah.
had sex with the male lead after he was in the sewer.
And
Yeah,
it had just straight boned every night. They were like, we're going to die. There's trucks literally circling this truck stop, but I've got a few minutes for
Evil
this.
trucks driving
The
at
flatbed
10 miles an hour.
trailer, not even a truck that has a
Yeah.
gun turret mounted to it. They couldn't even put it on a Jeep to make it look like a Humvee or something.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that thing exists in the real world.
I like that only trucks were the killing machines, but they at the end of the movie they're on boats. None of the boats come to life.
Yeah,
It's
no,
cars.
same thing. The boats.
The newlyweds in their car somehow made it through all. There was no other cars on the road, but their car didn't kill them.
It's a very particular comment that caused this mass hysteria. It was a comet, right? Wasn't that the
It
beginning?
was it was Earth was in the tail
And there was a
of this
UFO.
comet, and there was a UFO. So,
But it didn't show you any of that. It was just like title cards at the beginning and
the
the end.
Russians destroyed the UFO, so they saved us.
The Russians.
I think it was at the end. It was the
Yes,
Russians.
it was just the
Steven,
Russians
no.
saved us.
It's the Americans.
No.
So bad.
maybe
the
that
boning
defeats the
after the
purpose.
sewer, where they didn't like shower, was so gross. I was just like, bleh.
Oh, I nearly turned off the movie at the bathroom scene where the guy's just taking a deuce.
And,
It's
then
the
he goes
worst
up
sounds.
and pees.
It's the worst sounds I've ever heard. Like the closest is probably the Dumb and Dumber scene
Yes.
in the bathroom.
Yes.
This one beats it for sure.
Oh,
grossest
the
sounds. I
married
nearly turned
couple.
it
I
off.
can never remember her name. That does the voice for Lisa Simpson. I can't tell if she's 16 or 56 in the movie. She's
Her
got one of those
face looks-
faces.
yeah.
That is just like
80s age, man. I don't know.
Yeah. But she still looks the same.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
hilarious. She's like, is she,
she was so-
25 or
God, I wish she was
65?
funnier.
so annoying.
Gosh, it was annoying.
It was annoying, and it could have been funny with that
I know,
voice.
I was bummed. It could have been so funny.
going out there.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Curtis.
Just nails on a chalkboard. Oh, jeez.
What was if it was your man? Well, it's not. He's right here.
Well, it ain't.
yeah. Well, it ain't.
I was gonna say that's some logic for some people. At least you nailed that part, Stephen.
Just the little boy, and then I almost turned it off when the little boy was killed by the steamroller. Like a little boy at a baseball
forgot this
game
part.
fell off his bike, and the steamroller smushed him into the
I forgot
baseball
that entirely.
pit.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that part. I believe you. I just don't remember.
It was. Oh, and the other little boys that died from the can shooting out at the.
That part was kind of funny.
That was really.
Yeah, until kids died.
Well,
and then
you
it was
know.
like it was one thing for
But
the
then
guy to.
It's
yeah.
Stephen King, but then they kill the kids and then they kill a dog.
Oh, and then they killed a
There's a
dog.
dead dog on the
Was
street.
there a dead
Yeah,
dog?
with
Jeez,
with a police toy like in its mouth, like being like.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
So there were it's not a good movie. I will not defend any part of it other than the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack rips.
Yes.
It rules. Are you guys ready to move on past Maximum Overdrive to
yes,
our
please.
new bucket
New
with new
bucket
films
From the 1990s. Yeah. These are films that we have not seen because there are so many good films in the 90s that we've all seen.
Yeah.
The
Great
90s
decade.
were amazing and so good. 90s and early 2000s.
And
Early
she sneaks in
2000s.
early 2000s.
Well,
So what's the first one of
the
this?
very first movie is a movie that I've seen and I love. Patrick Swayze, Keanu
Oh, is
Reeves
this my
joint,
pick?
Point Break.
I've never seen this.
Hey,
My pick.
that's
yes.
awesome. I debated about that one too. I
Yeah.
almost had that one,
Have
but
you not seen that one either?
no. I'm excited to watch it.
I've not seen it. I know the one scene where he shoots up into the air because I've seen it referenced in other movies.
Shoots up into the air.
Yeah, it doesn't get all upset because he can't
Oh,
kill
yes.
Patrick Swayze. He's like, oh,
Sorry, I thought you meant like his physical form shoots up into the air. No.
Oh, I'm sure that
That's
happens
John Wick
too.
4.
Yeah, I was like, he flies? I don't remember
No.
if she gets shot out of a cannon. No, where he unloads his weapon into the air. It's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, such a good movie.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Gary Busey. Oh, I'm so excited for the good Gary
Busey's in
Busey.
that one too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's Johnny Utah's partner.
Okay.
Okay, this should be good.
It is good.
Well,
That'll
it
be-
should be. We'll see. I have not seen it.
Yeah, maybe they kill a kid and
the
she won't
90,
like it.
the
I don't
90,
know.
Yeah.
the 90s Point Break coming at you.
Yes, 1990s Point Break. I don't know if there's any remakes.
There was a remake.
There was
Ugh.
like 20 in the 2010s, right?
Yeah, like 2015 I think.
I don't
Right,
even know who
bad
was in
movies
It. Yeah,
in
it
the
was probably
2010s.
bad. I
What-
don't
early
know.
2000s.
What year is 5 years past 2015?
2020.
Oh, that's $1. That's $2.
$2.
I was gonna play dumb, but
No.
On that note, Point Break next week and How to Train Your Dragon next week.
Yeah.
And we'll have some updates on Finishing Scheme and
Oh yeah.
Ballerina
how
from
Ballerina
the
did.
world of John Wick.
nailed it.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally got it. I finally learned how to spell Phoenician Scheme this week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.